today we're gonna read the Magic Tree of Merlin Mission Book 26. Oh, it's a new book and a new stories for today. 26, Balto of the Blue Down. Balto is kind of dog's name, not the name of some kind of dog. And chapter 1, Gold Dust, Stardust. That is the chapter's name. Now today we're gonna start reading in chapter 1. The end of reading in chapter 2. Okay? And now, are you ready for read this one book with a lot of stories? And now here we go. And first you can read is the Magic Tree of Merlin Mission Book 26, Balto of the Blue Down. Chapter 1, Gold Dust, Stardust. Jack was reading on the front porch when Annie peeked out the door. Bike ride later? She asked. Sure, said Jack. Let's go now before it gets too dark. Tell Mom and Dad. Annie slipped into the house to tell their parents. Jack closed into the book about whales and sharks, stood up and scratched. He was tired from swimming at the lake all afternoon, but he felt good. He loved summer. A bike ride at the warm evening air seemed to be like a perfect way to enter into the day. Good to go, said Annie, coming out of the house with their bike helmets. Jack and Annie ran down to the porch steps and climbed onto their bikes. And they had put on their helmets and paddled to the street. As they rolled up their block, they waved the neighborhood mowing her lawn to the couple walking two poles. We need a dog, Annie called back to Jack. What kind do you want? He said. Any kind. I like all dogs, said Annie. Big or small, said Jack. Well, both. I want a little dog and a big dog, she said. And maybe an in-between dog too, said Jack. Oh yeah, I like a dog, he said, but probably just one. What? Said Jack, putting on their brakes. Did you see that? What? Said Jack, stopping beside her. Above the woods, a bright flash of light, she said. You're kidding, he said. Not kidding. I'd feeling even more we left the house, said Annie. Without another word, she bumped the bicycle over to the sidewalk rope and handed to the froggy roots. Jack followed. The bike was bouncing over roots and twigs into the shadows beneath the trees. Growing darker by a second, roots were filled with the sounds of crickets. Am I brilliant or what? Cried Annie. She had stopped next to the tallest oak. Brilliant, said Jack, laughing. The magic tree was perched into the oak. And the friend Teddy's grinning at them from the window. It's about a time, he called. I was getting ready to summon a crow or rabbit to get you. Jack and Annie leaned their bikes against the tree and hurried up the rope ladder. Inside the treehouse, Teddy greeted them with hugs. We must hurry, he said. You are needed the right way. Where? When? Why? Said Annie. Where? A seaside town into the best territory below an Arctic, said Teddy. When? February 1935. And why? Because Merlin and Morgan believe you can save lives here. Wow, said Jack. Sounds serious, said Annie. And cold, said Jack. It's quite serious, and it will be quite cold, said Teddy. First, you will need this. He handed Annie a small travel guide, a terror of the Alaska. Alaska. Oh, I know Alaska, the country's name, the word name. So that place, Alaska, might be very, very cold. Jack says it's cold, and it's really cold out there. It's winter time. Alaska? Oh boy, I've always wanted to visit Alaska, she said. This guide is published in 1925, said Teddy. So it will be different in Alaska than Alaska to the day, said Jack. Precisely, said Teddy, and you'll need this. He reached into the clock and took out a small gold box. He handed it to Jack. What's this for? Said Jack. He started to take off a lid. No, don't open it now, said Teddy. There is a dimple to ancient gold dust inside. It is from Morgan. You can use it only once. Use for what? Said Jack. In your time of need, you can use it to acquire the great skill that you both will share, said Teddy. Cool, said Annie. I like this time he used the magic mist of Evelyn to give a skill of great rock timbers. And that time he wished for great magicians, said Jack, and great horse trainers and the great soccer players, said Annie. Yes, a bit like those of time, said Teddy. If you remember on those missions, the magic lasted only for an hour. This time the magic will last for 12 hours. Wow, that's a lot, said Annie. Yeah, said Jack, smiling. It's really a long time to be great at something. But there is another difference, said Teddy. Your skill on those missions have helped you solve on your problems. On this adventure, your great skill can only be used to save lives of others. So what kind of danger will others in Alaska be facing? Said Jack. Merlin and Morgan didn't tell me what that part, said Teddy. I imagine they're quite sure you'd able to figure it out when you arrive at the Alaska territory. I'll try, said Jack. One more thing, said Teddy. Merlin wants those. You help your mission by celebrating as heroes. He does not wish the magic to be a part of their story. Okay, but how do we help without anyone knowing that we're helping? Said Annie. Teddy reached into his clock and brought the second tiny box. This on the magic of a shimmering dark blue stone. He handed it to Annie. She created box in their hands. It's so beautiful, she breathed. No, do not open until you need that's inside, said Teddy. It holds a bit of a stardust, very rare into the very precious. Aw, what's this for? Whispered Annie. If you toss your stardust into the air, make a wish be forgotten, said Teddy. Any memory of a device you're going to visit it instantly be erased. Oh, said Jack. Okay. Put the magic away now, said Teddy. You must be going your way. Jack hadn't brought his backpack, so he put the gold box into the pocket of his jeans. And he did the same with the dark blue box. Ready? They said together. Teddy reached into his clock and brought the second tiny box. Be safe, be well, said Teddy. And do not freeze to death. Yes, said Jack. Goodbye. And he pointed to the cover of a travel guide. I wish you could go to the Alaskan territory, she said. The wind started to blow. The trio started to spin. It spun faster and faster, and everything was still, absolutely still. Now Jack and Annie were going to the Alaskan territory and then go to the Alaska. And then this picture is about the Balto dogs. I think Jack and Annie were gonna meet the Balto dogs and play with the Balto dogs. Oh, at the first time we read about the dogs, that Annie wants some big dogs, little dogs, telling about all of the dogs. But now they are really meeting the dogs. But I wish Jack and Annie take them to the home, but afraid I'm not. And now tomorrow we're gonna read at the chapter 2 and Deanna reading at chapter 3. Okay, now bye everybody and have a nice day. I'll thumbs up in my YouTube. Bye everybody, have a nice day. Bye.